Okay, welcome. Today we'll do our Anim Notifies and get our player character completed today. I originally thought I would need to set up my enemy to do all of this, with the health and everything, but when I looked at, my other project that I'm getting this from, I could do it this way. So let's go to our flip books, let's go to the melee and our ranged attacks. And I set these up already. These are the sockets I'm going to use. We just go to the flip book, and from the flip book, click on the sprite, scroll down to socket. This is where we open the socket up. Hit the plus icon, we add an array. We open up that index, we have to give it a name, and then we have a local transform space. So I name this one melee socket, and I'll show you how I set this up right here. Alright, and I got them all in a position. I did every frame like that. Alright, and as you can see, it's moving there. And here, see, I didn't finish setting this one up. I'll show you how I set it up because it's all the same. It's a lot of copy and paste, and it would just consume too much time to show you. So what you do is you come down here. Like I showed you, you have your two array elements of the sockets. Those are the two different types of sockets. You got one for the right, one for the left. All right. These aren't set yet. Okay. That's fine. They're also not named. So since I had them named already, all I'm going to do is go down to the previous ones I made. I'm going to copy and paste. Put them in the same locations. I'll do the same for the local transform. And we'll set those up and we'll get some coding done. Alright. And I'll show you how to position these in a few seconds. Alright. We have these. So you could just hold this bar and scroll it left or right and it moves the actual socket. You move the X, then move the Z up to where it's got to go. And once you have one position, then I always use the frame where you're actually going to spawn the object from. And I'll just copy and paste that throughout all the frames because you only need it for that one frame really where it actually is spawned. Okay, there we go. Okay, just copy paste, everything's there. They're in the same locations. Not very hard to get sockets at all. Use the Anim Notify. I think this is a paper ZD only thing. So I like it because when we create this, let me just set this first before I get ahead of myself. See, I'm gonna do 2. Go down here. I think I got the location set last, so I'll just copy paste that right now. Alright, then I can go to the name. See, it's very time consuming, especially if your animation or your sequence has a lot of sprites or a lot of frames to the animation. It could be very time consuming. Just doing this little bit is a little bit repetitive. That's what a lot of this is though. Alright, and then come on, paste. Get the location. Go. Okay. Alright, so the sockets are pretty much set. The way I set these sockets, you would set them for any type of socket you will set. Alright, that's a fast little crash course. Alright, so save, and I think we'll go into game folder, and we will get an Anim Notify. What you want to do is you want to go to Blueprint class and type in paper ZD Anim Notify. And you need the paper ZD Anim Notify, not the base, the notify. So you click that, you hit OK. Sorry, that was below my screen. And we'll just name this AN_attack melee. Now with these, you could set these on any animation really. And you'll see what I mean by that towards the end when we're done here. This might take a little bit to open up. So I'm just really tired. Long week and holidays today. Okay, here it is. This graph is absolutely empty. So what we do is we right click and add an event. Go to Paper ZD and get this event on receive notify. It's a notify to let you know that there is something happening at that point in time in the animation. We're going to get that owning instance and see if it's actually valid. Is it actually happening? All right. There you go. Connect it there. All right. Now, what we got to do is we have to set up a sort of hitbox from the socket to relay damage. You do that with a box overlap actor or actors. Okay. Get to the actors to ignore object types. Actually, let's do that now. Get the owning instance. We'll get owning actor. Okay. Because the instance is happening with the actor. It's the owner. It's the owner of where this instance is happening. So we want it to ignore this actor. We could just connect this pin to here, and it automatically gives us that little make array node. And that's, if you want his physical attack to ignore any certain thing, you would just probably create a pin and just add, whatever actors you do not want to be affected by this instance. But now we got to get a position, and we got to get an extent, like the position of where it is and the extent of how big it might be. All right, this we might play with later, but we'll just see if we can get this working. All right, what would I do here? I might need to get something for the notifies. It's a sequence render component, and this is kind of like what makes it work, kind of links it together. All right, you just scroll all the way to the bottom of your list, just type in sequence and you'll find it. All right, now the component we want to render is the socket, so we'll need to get our socket location. All right. Put it here. Here. Now, this is where we need that socket name. So let's go back to where we made our sockets. We're doing the melee, so let's get the melee. We'll go to where is it? Let's go to the sequences, open up the sequence, and then go to the flip book, and then hit a sprite. Let's scroll down to our socket and highlight our name. Let's copy this. Alright. There you go. No, I don't need these. Let's keep this neat. Alright. Let's paste this right here in the socket name text box. Okay. From the get socket location, connect the pin to the box position, because you want the position of this box to be where the socket is. You also want the extent to reach out where the socket is. Well, the extent is probably the size of the box, but it should be fine because it will be the size of the socket, and the socket was about the size of the fist, and there's a way to see that. And what I just did here is an object type, like what objects is this actually going to be referencing to? You got world static, world dynamic, and it obviously be pawn. Even our crate that we make, we'll make it more like an actor or something like that, or a pawn. That'll all work out. Then we'll pull off of out actors and go for each loop. And this will go through the list of everything that is actually valid for this actual little sequence rendered event to happen. We can compile and save. It should actually work. But I don't have my box there. What do I need to do? What did I forget? Alright, let me check. Get that. I think it's over here. Let me see what's going on. I could put a transform in there. And there is another way to do this. Alright. I think I might actually do it. Is if it's not valid, I will put in a debug. Draw debug. And this is only going to happen for you to see right now. And I think I have to put it all in here. One here. And one here. I'll leave the box black. If this doesn't work, I think I need to get the socket transform. Yeah, I don't see it. Alright, hold on. Let's get out of here. Yeah, no, I don't see it there. It's fine. Whatever. Just deal with me for a few seconds here, and I'll figure this out. Yeah, we'll probably have to get the transform. Don't know if I'll need it up there. Let me change this color. Duration, that would help. If I had the duration, that would help. That would actually help. I'll save. No. Nope. Okay, whatever. Let's do it this way. Get socket transform. Get the socket transform. And we'll pull off of this transform, and it doesn't go in there. What the heck? Split that. Oh yeah, there. Split that. Get that. This should work. Need that name. See, don't forget the name. Don't mind me here I'm really just trying to figure out why this isn't doing what I want it to do right now. So, alright. Yeah, I have to put this too. This would actually help. Here we go. What a moron. There it is. Oh my god, I'm sitting here. I probably didn't even need to do all of that, to be honest with you. It was working. That's me rushing and not staying focused. Well, there you go. There's the little box. It's actually working. Alright, let's just leave that as it is. Let's just change the color so we could see it a little bit better. Maybe. Yeah, alright. I don't want to waste too much time with just playing around with one thing. I wanted to keep moving, but that's fine. I just like dragging my colors into that bar up there. Save them so I can always use it. Let's make this a little bigger. Here's a trick to make it bigger. I'm going to split this. Alright, and I'm going to go +1. Or +4. No. I want to put in a plus a plus float. Increment float? Oh, add. This is a little different in 5. Plus, is it the increment float? No, sir, it is not. Okay. The other project I have, it's in 4, and I'm converting it in 5 as we speak. Let me convert this. What about this way? Same thing. What about that function? Oh, okay. There it is. Let's add 1. +1 to the size. That's all. Just +1 to the actual size of the socket for the debug box. So we could see it a little bit more, so it's a little bigger. And we'll do the same. Copy, paste. That's Control D. We'll do the same with the Z. Alright. Alright. There we go. it should be a little bit more viewable. Let's place it down here. This won't stay here. See, oh yeah, see it stands out a little bit better. Now you can definitely see it a lot better. That works. This attack melee notify though, it doesn't stay there. We have to time it to go off where we want it to go off. But yeah, we got everything. So this is working there. Okay, because we get a little box to go up. It comes, it swings, it hits. Alright. And we'll come off of that for each loop to do health and everything like that later. See where I really don't need it or anything like that. But see, yeah, now we'll get rid of this. We'll set this where the location is. Let's pause this. Let's actually slide this marker to the actual frame where the hand starts out. See, it's alright, right there for me. So I right click, I go add notify. Now I could add that function or that blueprint I just made. He swings a second time though. Ooh, that's a long one. Should add another one there. Whatever, this was rushed. And right there. We'll add another one. So he kind of gets like a combo of 1, 2. It's not just one hit, it's a 1-2. So every time that animation hits this notify, it renders the sequence. Boom, boom. So it should register as a hit or something's being hit. So that I could make the display on that box shorter so it doesn't stay up. But they're so close, it doesn't really even matter. But that's the melee. And like I said, that's the whole function for that actual whole animation, and then we'll come off later on with the health. So we could do some damage to an enemy, which we need to create first. Alright, but yeah, we take the notify, we come into the valid pin, we see if it's valid. If it is, we do an overlap for actors with a box. Alright, we make sure it doesn't interfere with us at all, or our player. That's all. That's all this does right here. Okay, it makes its own self when we link it, because he's controlling the instance. And like I said, we could always add more there if you really wanted to. And this right here is just to show you that yeah, it is working every time we hit that animation or that part of the animation. That sequence is rendered. It gives us a little box to show us that it's actually understanding that something is supposed to happen there. And I use the sockets for the locations and the extent, and this little loop will just have us go through all the types of things that could be hit, like the enemy or the crate. And that's it. So save, compile. Let's go to content browser. Let's go back to the game folder and let's make another one, because we need one for our energy blast. Same thing. Paper ZD Anim Notify. The regular one, not the base. Okay. Yeah, it's always a little low. Sorry about that. We'll name this AN underscore ranged attacked ranged. Actually, I should leave it attack range. I got attack melee. Just leave it attack range. Okay. This is a little simple. I could set it up the same way, but it's not as difficult. It's just doubling up here. So let's just first thing first. Let's create another actor. I was getting ahead of myself again, and I would have been like, how come it's not working? No, I want a blueprint class. I want actor BP energy blast. I was going to put power blast, but it's energy blast. We have to make our little projectile that we want to shoot, right? Can't just have it invisible, because then I'll sit here and freak out and say, what the hell am I doing? Let's double click and open this. Let's add a couple of things. We could add a sprite. We're going to add a collision sphere. And we need our projectile movements. And okay, this screen gets a little funky for me sometimes. I don't know what I did here. Where is it? I don't like the way this layout is. right, there it is. Yeah, I don't know why that disappeared. I actually needed that. What's going on with this? I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. My panel is a little funky right here, as you could see. My details is always over here. Stay there. Get over there. Sit still. Okay. Now, you are always here. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, we have to go and add some stuff here. So, let's add a sprite. And we're going to get that little energy orb. If you downloaded from the link in the first video, you'll have it. If not, you have your own. Perfectly fine. As long as it's set up this way, I believe. There's probably other ways to do it. Always is. Alright, now let's look for our energy blast. I didn't even name all of these. Where is this? There it is. Let's get that. There it is. We can get a collision sphere. I might want to. I'll put it on the sprite because that's actually what's got to be colliding. Is that, even though it probably doesn't really matter. So we'll type in sphere, and we can just go to sphere collision. Click on this. We can open this up. Go to the viewport, and you'll find sphere radius in the details panel because that's actually really big if you can't tell. All right, and we could just hold down the left click button, scroll left. Let's just capture that. Let's line this up. Alright, that's alright. Maybe a little smaller, make it look like that blurry edge is just a little bit of like a ambient light, like something like a fuzz. I don't want it like solid as soon as it hits, Let's go a little smaller. Yeah, alright, that's good enough. Best of both worlds, maybe? Alright, let's compile save. Alright, now we gotta have it to move, so we gotta add one more thing. Go to projectile movement. And make sure you hit the top, the BP energy blast self. And put the projectile underneath there. Find the initial speed in the details panel. I'll set this at 100. This is going to probably be really slow. But like I said, speed we could always come back and change it. We want to see if it moves and spawns anyway. Alright, gravity. Yeah, I don't want gravity. Let's take this off because we want it to keep shooting. Keep going. We don't want it to fall like he's throwing a ball or a rock. He's actually shooting a projectile. Oh, where is the simulator here? It's not on the screen like this no more. Anyway, compile, save. Yeah. Anyway, put this here. We don't really need to do much more with that right now. We just needed to create this, and that projectile movement automatically gives it its character movement. The sphere we'll do later when we actually have our enemy set up so we know what it's hitting. But this is all we need right now to get this ranged attack to work. So let's open this up, and this will be the same thing. We'll right click, add event, on receive, Anim Notify, it's paper ZD, click, event on receive notify. And this one's almost basically the same. It really is. It's a little easier. It's not as complex. But you got to get an owning instance. Right? Is it valid? Same thing. We got to make sure that this is actually happening. It's important that you have this node because it's got to make sure it's working, or it's going to be confused and not know really what to do. And if it is, what I want to do here is spawn an actor of class. Yeah. It's a little simpler here. Let's get this here. And the actor of class that I want to spawn is that blast I just made. That energy blast, the BP energy blast. There you go. Collision handling overrides always spawn, ignore collisions. Because no matter what, we just want that thing to spawn. Alright. Now, the spawn transform. We got to get our sequence render component again. We'll always have to do that for these Anim Notifies. We're going to pull off of this, and now we'll just get socket transform. Alright, because we want it to spawn. So to spawn, it has to transform from nothing to something. So get socket transform. And now we need to get the name. I know we have two names. It's not the end of the world here. So what we'll do is we'll slide over, and we could just take these two nodes when we're done and copy and paste them. But let's go here first. Let's go into our range. Where's the range? There it is. Let's go to our flipbooks, and then a sprite. Any sprite will do. We just need the name. Let's get down here. Let's do the first one. Okay. Let's get that right. Alright, copy. And let's paste it. Okay. Then when we're done, we're gonna connect it right to there. Then what we do is I'll line this up. Like I said, we'll just copy and paste these nodes. Just hold down the left mouse button and highlight these. Then press Control D, and you would have copy and pasted all of these nodes. We could save everything except for the socket name, which needs to be changed to the next socket, the left socket. We'll copy, paste it over here. In a Anim blueprint, paste. Connect. Move up. Oh, there's my dogs again. Okay. There we go. So every time that this notify goes off, it'll render the component from the socket, transform it from the socket, spawn it from the socket. Once it's spawned from the socket, the projectile movement component on that energy blast will take over, and it should move. Alright, so compile, save. Alright. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. My back. I am so tired. I've been so busy trying to get the job done. My real life job. What's up with this? Is this playing? Okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's move. There's the punch. And there's the there's not the shoot. Wow, I'm batting 1,000 today. Okay. What did I forget? Did I? Yeah. That's right. Right. No. What did I do? I spawned everything, right? I know that. Am I just being sloppy again? Let me see. Selective range in. Yeah. What a friggin' moron. Oh my god. Let me set this. I just did this. Oh my god, look at this. I just did this. Oh my god. It definitely helps to set this, guys. I'm sorry I'm rushing this video. It's a lot. Let's save. Let's try this now, please. There's my punch. Please. Yeah, there we go, but it's super slow. What the heck? Alright, like I said, let's just boost up the speed. What did I have it at? 100? Do I want to double it? Alright, let's go to the projectile movement. Let's go to our initial speed. Put it to 250. It should be a little better. See if that works, unless I gotta put some coding into it. Alright, let's try this again. Well, yeah, it works. Woohoo! My teaching skills aren't that great. Oh, it shoots a little better. Yeah. Can hold it down. Comes out when it has to come out. Doesn't get all jerky. Alright, so he swings and he shoots. Let's make sure the swing and everything actually work correctly. We could actually like double check this more. It's a feature that actually I've been lacking to show, and it's very important. It's actually a very cool feature. Yep. But yeah, we could start working on enemies now that we got all of that working. Okay, here we go. We actually want to see if this is actually working, since we don't have an enemy, and there's an awesome feature called a print string. So when this is completed, let's print a string, and let's say swung, or has swung. Alright, this is just in debugging purposes in this version. Like if you were to go export the game with this, I believe, or package the game with this, it does not show. This is just for the developer and to see if the functioning inputs are actually working. And we'll change this color so it stands out a little bit more. When we play, if it does work, you should see it stand out up on the top left of your screen. Let's compile, save. Alright. Let's come out. Let's play. Let's make sure that top one is actually working. We'll see it right about there. Yes. See? Swung. Okay, so it goes through that whole function without any errors, and it completes. We could do something like that for the shooting too, to let you know it's been fired. And we could do that. You can go here, go into our Anim Notify. For our projectile, we could come out here and do the same thing. Just pull the print string off the end of this, and you should really use these a lot to understand where an issue or a problem in the coding might be. You know, because if you put this in and it doesn't come up, it's not registering. It's not reading all the way through your code. So there's an issue somewhere between that point and the point of the actual event start. Let's change these colors. Yeah, I know these colors. I have my own new personal things. Alright, so we'll say is fired. When that's done, hit play. Okay, our punch. Still swung. Now we fire. It's fired. Okay. So everything works. Everything should register. And I think maybe next time we're going to start doing our enemy. And then from there, start registering some health to these. So let's save everything. And yeah. Get ready for next time. Our character's just about done. On to the rest of the game. Enemies, items, maybe a level. We'll see.